Hey folks, welcome to Market Intraday Analysis by InTheMoneyStocks.com, your leaders in pure technical analysis, avoiding all that Wall Street hype. Today, Wednesday, October 14th, 2009. Well, folks, what a day on Wall Street again, as earnings from Intel and JP Morgan just drive the markets higher. Now, the interesting thing about this market right now that you have to look at is the fact that the market is up decently on the day, as the Dow is nearing 10,000, but it's not an overwhelmingly huge up day. For instance, the amount of earnings impressions that at least I got from Intel and with JP Morgan were really enough to send this market, at least in my opinion, up 200 to plus points on the day. And we are hovering about 120 points up on the day on the Dow, but we're just a little bit below that 10,000 mark right now. You actually did hit 10,000, and as soon as you hit 10,000, you saw the markets pull back. That's what's known as an even number play. We stress that to our premium subscribers, both in the chat room and in the research center. So again, perfect even number play. Just as the market came up into that level at 10,000, it hits 10,000 and then pulls back beautifully. The Nasdaq is up 25 points. The S&P 500 is up about 14 points. That's basically 1.3%, 1.2%. So again, it's a solid up day, but by no means does it necessarily reflect what you would have thought would have happened with a beat like Intel had and a beat by like JP Morgan had. JP Morgan earned $3.6 billion. All right, but loan losses stayed high. So there are some positives, obviously more positives than negatives, as JP Morgan is just having a huge day, guys. And here's the JP Morgan chart. You can see it gapped up, and it's actually rolling over a little bit. Look at this little beautiful bearish flag pattern. I just want to point this out. You have a nice drop here, and then look at those inside bars underneath the 20, and look at the drop. That's called an in spirit of bear flag, and one of the keys that we teach in the Research Center to our subscribers. And again, $49.99 a month includes everything listed on that website, InTheMoneyStocks.com, under Research Center. But beautiful little in spirit of bear flag, and look at the drop that you're getting. You have to be able to read these price pattern and times. It applies to all time frames, so whether you're a swing trader, a long-term investor, or an intraday trader, it will work on all time frames. That's the amazing part of this. Now again, going back to the SPY, folks, we had good earnings from Intel. The earnings from Intel were good, the revenues were good, and the margins were actually very, very good. That's why Intel was up so much yesterday after hours. Intel has come down, though, to be honest. I mean, take a look at Intel right now. Intel, from where it opened, is only up 46 cents. So there's a lot of interesting things going on where some of these earnings are amazing, but they're not having the same impact. And you have to wonder if the market's getting a little long in the tooth here as it approaches some master levels. Now, there's a master level I've mentioned to my Research Center subscribers that's probably on the horizon here. It's actually very, very close to being hit. You have to respect that master level, folks. That master level will be a beautiful opportunity when it hits, if it does hit, to be a good shorting opportunity. And again, you want to join just to get that number alone, as the last master level that was hit was 102 on the downside. That told us we were going to get a bounce, and the move from 102 on the SPY has taken us all the way to 109 here as a high. That is amazing, folks. I mean, think about that move on the SPY. 7-point move on the SPY off our exact level, which we gave it to our premium subscribers and our chat room subscribers and everyone out there that listens to us. That level is what you got, and off of that, you were told to go long, and off of that, a 7-point move on the SPY. Now, again, you're approaching another master level, and you need to know what to do there. You need to know exactly how to maneuver yourself. And that's really what you want to know. So again, guys, look at the market today, gapped up very nicely, basically 100 points on the Dow. Off of that, we had some initial selling, and then really right around 10:30 in the morning, volume started to lighten up as we're waiting on the Federal Reserve FOMC minutes, the Fed minutes coming out around 2 o'clock, 2 p.m. Eastern time today. And again, volume lightening up. What happens as soon as volume lightens up here? The markets generally trend higher until this little bit of a fall. What's that fall off of? A master even number 10,000, guys. Know your even number plays. They are so good. Unbelievably good, guys. Your even number plays. Again, I called it out this morning in the chat room. I said you break 109, you go short, guys. All right, 109 on the SPY gets taken out. That's what you want to touch. And right there, 109 is your level. The spiders got to 108.98. That resistance at 109 was beautiful, and you could short it right there. And you've had actually about a 20-cent pullback on the SPY off of that level. So a beautiful little one there. But again, you can see the sell-off here initially on good volume. And then the markets, again, by no means was it a major sell-off, but we came back from being up about 100 points to maybe being up about 75 on this little sell-off, and then you've just slowly inched higher. And again, the Dow is up about 115, 120 right now on the back of the good news from JP Morgan and Intel on the earnings front. All right, so again, watch today. Now, by the way, this is just the tip of the iceberg, and I want to make this clear, guys. Tomorrow you have Goldman Sachs earnings, you have Google earnings, you have IBM earnings. Friday, I believe tomorrow, Friday, you have Bank of America, Citigroup, and General Electric. I mean, there's just a ton of earnings that will be coming out. You need to be watchful of those folks. There's going to be a ton of stuff going on here, and you have to be aware of what to look for in the course of what to look for. Now, again, all of that is junk. Why? Well, because if you want to just go from a technical perspective, the dollar is really what's keeping the pressure on this market to the upside. Look at the dollar today. Dollar again getting crushed. The dollar literally just continues to get pounded, literally pounded here. And the more the dollar drops, the more the markets go up. I mean, the inverse proportionality of this dollar trade is continually to be in effect. And you can see it day after day after day. Markets are up today. Why? Because the dollar is down. Every time the dollar falls down, you're going to see the markets go up. It's just that simple, guys. Whenever you see the dollar weak, markets go up. Now, there will be a pivot point there where that's going to turn around. It's just a matter of how low does the dollar have to get before people start to panic that the dollar's crashing and China's going to dump reserves and the world's going to switch currencies from reserves currencies, all that kind of junk is going to come into play. But right now, that isn't an issue, at least at this point. And again, as long as that continues to not be an issue, a weak dollar is good for the markets. Bottom line, folks. All right? Now, again, guys, watch tomorrow. You got Goldman Sachs, you got Google, you got IBM tomorrow. Those are big, big companies. They're going to have an impact on this market. Watch the FOMC minutes at 2 o'clock, 2 p.m. Eastern today. That will also be a big catalyst for this market. And again, follow the dollar. The dollar just off the lows of the day. What is the market? Just off the highs of the day, simply put. All right, so there it is. You guys have it all straightened out for you guys. Continue to watch what goes on here, and we'll continue to update you as we go. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Watch that 2 p.m. time frame, then watch the earnings tomorrow. Also, join the Research Center. You need to have this master level on your page. Again, just off the last master level, a 7-point move on the SPY. Have the next one ready so you can be ready to go short that market when it gets there. Only when it gets there. When it gets there, you can do it. Take care.